I'm gonna bet that you've never had a flavor combination like this in a nacho dish before. Let's add in some marinated paneer pakora chunks into your classic nacho for a really awesome experience, and you're gonna love it. Let's put together all our toppings first because that's gonna take the most amount of time. I'm gonna have all of these toppings and add-ons linked down below, but we're gonna be having a nice fresh black bean salsa, some pico de gallo, some guacamole. You got it all. Let's first start by just looking at quickly how to get the guacamole together. And here I have all my ingredients together, and what I love to do with guacamole is just put it all in a stand mixer, especially if I'm doing one avocado, and just do something else while my mixer does everything. We've got avocados, tomatoes, a bit of garlic, onions, chilies, cilantro, lime juice, and salt and pepper. That's now looking nice and creamy. Taste it, adjust it for seasonings, and now let's move on to our black bean salsa. Now here I have my black beans, some salt, some pepper, cilantro, onions, and I also added in a small drizzle of olive oil. And it's as easy as mixing this all up. And now we can move on to our next one, believe it or not, pico de gallo. And again, we have fresh, beautiful ingredients over here. You have tomatoes, onions, cilantro, olive oil, salt, pepper, some chilies. And again, it's as easy as mixing this all up. Now, when it comes to the black bean salsa and the pico de gallo, it's best to prepare this ahead of time, even an hour at the very least ahead of time. And with the pico de gallo, make sure to get rid of any excess water that will eventually get released by those tomatoes because of the salt that we add to season. And now let's move to the paneer part of this recipe. And for that, we're gonna make our batter first. Now here we have some besan or chickpea flour, some chilies, ginger, garlic, turmeric, salt, and we start to create a bit of a thick pancake-like batter with some water. Just add a bit at a time. I always add about a quarter cup to 2 tablespoons at a time, and just keep whisking away. And keep doing that until you get a texture that's as thick and creamy as this. You want it to be thick so that when you dip the big chunks of paneer in that batter, by the time you go from the bowl to your oil, the batter still maintains a nice thick consistency and coating around the paneer, and you get a nice crust. Talking about the paneer, we have some homemade paneer over here. I've cut them into huge chunks, and we have some lime juice, a bit of mustard oil, some degi mirch, which adds a really nice punch of red color, some kasuri methi, some salt, some garam masala, and a touch of turmeric as well. You just want to give this all a really gentle toss, being sure not to crush the paneer as you mix it. Just take your time with it. And again, you do this as little as an hour before at the very least for the best amount of flavor. So now I think we're ready to start preparing our nachos. Now I have 2 types of nachos here, 2 of my favorite kinds. I'm pretty sure you would agree as well. And the key to making great nachos is to layer the ratio of cheese and nacho. Cheese and nacho, cheese and nacho. I'm gonna go up to 3 layers. If you want to spread the nachos in a single layer, add the cheese and then add some more chips on top. And for the cheese, I'm using a combination of old white cheddar and some Monterey Jack cheese. And once you're happy with the layers, this is going to go into your oven on the topmost rack at about 400 Fahrenheit until the cheese is molten and the chips are kind of warm. And as that's happening, you can see my oil here is getting hot. And let me first show you the frying technique with one of these beautiful paneer pieces. So you grab it, you dump it into your bowl of batter, you coat it completely, and then you let the excess drip, and then you toss it in the oil gently, don't splatter yourself, and then just let that fry. And because of the marinade that we have, it's gonna have really nice kind of texture that's gonna come out outside. It won't be yellow anymore. It'll turn kind of orangish from the red of the marinade and the yellow of the batter. And you can deep fry this as well if you want, but I'm just kind of just shallow frying it here. And once the pakoras are crispy and golden brown, then you can just drain it well and take it out. And the best way to save time as you fry a lot of these paneer chunks, and same goes with any other pakoras, if you're just making that for appetizer, let's say, you just want to save time. You can just put like a bunch of these paneer chunks into the batter, toss it up. So all you have to do now is to go over the oil and start frying away. Be careful not to overcrowd it. It will reduce the oil temperature and will cause things to not cook at the same rate like it did the first time. And it will cause the batter to absorb more oil than it needs to. And as those pakoras got done, so were my nachos. You can see the cheese is nice and molten. Take it out, and I'm gonna pick up that parchment paper. That's why I put it in there, so I can easily transfer it to my plate. Now you can leave the parchment if you want, but I'm gonna just slide those nachos onto my plate. Now it's just topping it up, dressing it the way that you want to. And you might have your own favorite toppings, so go ahead and have some fun with it. I'm just gonna add in some of my beans over here and then scatter around the Pico de Gallo for some freshness. And then we have our paneer pakoras, which I'm gonna kind of tear in half so we can kind of show off the paneer that's so nice and fluffy inside. Then scatter around some guacamole, top it up with some sour cream, and you have great set of nachos to have for your hashtag Nacho Day 2023 collaboration, which I didn't mention earlier, hosted by Jim's Kids Kitchen. So if you want more nachos, just check out that hashtag, because there's going to be so many other varieties of nachos for you to try. This was a lot of fun to have, and I had leftover guac, leftover black beans, leftover pico. So I had some more for lunch earlier today. Enjoy this, and I'll see you on the next one.